A Calgary man is charged in what police now suspect was a double homicide. The victims, a young mom and her little girl. They disappeared last month. Robert Leeming was arrested last night and appeared in court via video link this morning. The CBC's Aaron Collins is on this developing story for us. He joins us from our Calgary newsroom. So Aaron, let's back up a bit. Take us through what investigators think happened to that Calgary mom and her daughter.
Yeah, well, the details obviously are still up in the air, but this is an investigation that's been ongoing for the better part of a month. Miss Lovett and her daughter went missing, police say, on April 16th. And there's really been an extensive search for the two of them to the west of Calgary in the eastern slopes of the foothills. So a lot of resources being deployed to try to find this mother and her 22-month-old daughter. Now, while that search was ongoing, Miss Lovett's on-again, off-again boyfriend, Mr. Leeming, was brought in to be questioned during the time when that search was going on. Now, Mr. Leeming was released, but then as the investigation moved forward, bodies were found in that area which are believed to be that of Miss Lovett and her daughter earlier this week. And at that point, that's when Mr. Leeming was brought into custody again and formally charged.
And what else do we know about Robert Leeming?
Well, as I said, we know that that the two, Miss Lovett and Mr. Leeming, were in a form of a domestic relationship. The exact nature of that, difficult to say. But what we do know is that the two cohabited or lived together with Miss Lovett's daughter in a townhouse that Mr. Leeming had owned. And we also know that Mr. Leeming has been in trouble with the law before. Last year, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of animal cruelty for locking or chaining his dog to a tree and leaving it there for 4 days. So a bit of a checkered past there, and now, of course, he's facing these 2 counts of second-degree murder.
So, Aaron, what's next in this case?
Yeah, well, investigators say they've still got a lot of details to sort of look into as far as exactly what happened in this case and what happened to Miss Lovett and her daughter. They're not releasing the cause of death. The autopsy is actually going on right now, and they will be officially identified, and perhaps more information about exactly the nature of this crime will happen moving forward. As far as Mr. Leeming goes, he'll be back in court on May 14th.
Aaron, thank you. The CBC's Aaron Collins in Calgary.